What's up, y'all? It's Leonard with Zen Holistic Fitness, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I avoid injury as a calisthenics athlete. With calisthenics, when you're performing advanced moves such as the muscle up, the front lever, the planche, it places a lot of stress on the shoulder joint. The shoulder joint is the most complex joint in the body, and it's actually free-floating. You can move it around with your soft tissue. It's connected to your traps, your rotator cuff, your lats, your front and rear delts, and there's a lot of free movement you could have with it. So this routine is going to improve your shoulder joint stability, your shoulder joint resilience, and make you a more well-rounded and safe athlete so you can perform calisthenics safely without getting injured. I recommend you use the exercises in this routine for your warm-ups. Pick a few that really work for you and do it before you actually start training. Do it as a warm-up. You can do it on rest days as like an active recovery day. It's going to improve your athleticism, make it so you don't injure your shoulder and take yourself out of the game. First up, we're doing Y raises. You can do Y raises with a dumbbell. You can use the cable machine at a gym, but you can also use a resistance band and gymnastics rings. So that's what I'm going to be doing. You fasten your resistance band, step away from the bar, arms out in front. You raise into a letter Y at the top, okay? So it's not about moving as much weight as possible. The goal is to rehabilitate your shoulders, improve their sturdiness and their stability. So go for 10 to 15 reps. You don't need to fully fatigue yourself. We're really trying to warm up the shoulder joint, warm up the rotator cuff, the traps, and the rear delt. The rear delt is often more neglected than the front of your shoulders, so it's important to give it some extra care. Go for 10 to 15 reps. And after that, I'm going to show you what it looks like on gymnastics rings. You can also do Y raises on gymnastics rings. So you set the rings to about chest height. You can go a little higher or lower depending on what's comfortable for you. Step under the rings. Raise up into a letter Y. This is going to activate your core more because you have to stabilize your core to keep a straight line. So we're going to go for 10 to 15 reps with this one, just as a warm-up. You can really vary the reps and sets because everybody's going to be jumping in at a different level, and everyone's going to require a different level of stimulus for their shoulders in order to get the right activations. So 10 to 15 reps is like a general guideline, but figure out what works best for you. Next up, we have face pulls. Again, you can do this at the cable machine on the gym. I'm using the resistance band. So you're going to grab the resistance band, and instead of pulling to a letter Y, we're pulling towards our face. So you're getting a row movement, a horizontal pull, mixed with an external rotation, okay? So we're going to be pulling while externally rotating our shoulder. Super useful movement. Again, you don't have to go heavy with this. It's not about how much weight you can move. It's about getting the proper activation in the shoulder joint and feeling that mind-muscle connection. So you bring your arms out in front, retract your shoulders, pull to your face. This is a super useful exercise. A lot of people online recommend it, and for good reason. It'll help keep your shoulders healthy, and it'll help prevent injury. And after this, I'm going to show you how to do it on the gymnastics rings. So pick a rep range that challenges you. You don't want to completely fatigue yourself, but you also don't want it to be too easy. You want to actually get the right stimulation in your shoulders. So get the body warmed up, loosened up, and then I'll show you how it looks on rings. All right, on rings, it's very similar to the face pulls. It's very similar to the Y raises. So you're going to pick a height that challenges you, pull to your face, come back down, pull to your face, externally rotate the shoulder. So you're really trying to bring the shoulder through its full external rotation. That's where you're going to get the best benefit for this move. Tight grip on the rings, pull to your face, come back down. Pull, come back down. If at any point you need to stop, catch your breath, take a second to breathe. It's not about gassing yourself out. We're not doing cardio here. We're not even really strength training here. We're just sort of building resilience in the body. So go light on yourself, but you do want to start feeling it getting warm in the shoulders, warm in the traps, and feel the body loosening up. You should feel the body feel more awake, more ready to handle the load of calisthenics. Next up, we have one arm rotational rows. So I've never showed this exercise on my channel before. So to those who have been following this channel for a long time, this might be a new exercise for you. I'm doing this on my dip bars. I'm going to show you how to do it on rings and on resistance bands after this. If you have a Smith machine at a gym where you can set the Smith machine to a different height, you can use the Smith machine. That's a great piece of equipment to use for calisthenics. So you're going to grab the bar with one arm, get underneath it, twist away, and as you pull, rotate like that, okay? We're going to do both arms. You pull like that. I'll show you what it looks like on this arm. You rotate away, and as you're pulling, you rotate inward. Great drill for your shoulders. It's going to work your back, your biceps, warm the body up more. Focus on that stability. You can do it with your arms, with your legs more straight, but I like allowing my legs to bend for this one. So you're going to do that. You can do the rotational row with the resistance band, but you're not going to get the same type of benefit. So you're going to pull while rotating your arm. If you can do it on a bar or on rings, I would recommend that instead. But if you don't have access to a bar or rings, the bands will work fine. You're going to do both arms. And now I'll show you what it looks like on the gymnastics rings. So we're going to grab the ring with one arm, rotate our body, and as we row, pull in. So I'm letting my shoulder open up like this, my chest open up, and as I row, I rotate. We're going to hit both arms. Super useful exercise for your shoulder stability, guys. Give this one a try. Great way to warm the body up before you start doing something more intense. Next up, we have skin the cat. This move can be pretty difficult for some people. It can be pretty intense. So make sure you have decent pull-up strength. You want to at least be able to do a few pull-ups, a few dips, push-ups, have at least a little bit of a base in calisthenics. And you also want to make sure you have decent mobility. So if you need to do some leg stretches, quad stretches, do that beforehand because it does take a bit of mobility. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the gymnastics rings first, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like on the bar. The benefit you have with doing it on rings is there's no physical bar in the way, so you don't have to compress your knees as much on the rings, which can be a limiting factor for some people. So you're going to set the rings to shoulder width. You're going to get in a hanging position on the rings, curl up, pull through to an inverted hang, and then pull back. Just start with 1 to 2 reps to start out, maybe 3. See how you feel. You don't want to overdo it with this exercise. You're going to get that full rotation, front and back of the shoulder joint. Really wake it up, improve your stability, so give it a try. When you're doing it on the pull-up bar, you're going to need more compression in your knees. You're going to really need to be able to suck your knees up to your chest, so it's going to take core compression strength. So doing hanging knee raises will help you build up the strength before you attempt skin the cat. You need to get a nice tight overhand grip on the bar. Arms wide enough to let your body pass through. Curl up into a tuck. You pull into an inverted hang. You can let your body come down if you want. Curl back up. Pull the other way. This is an excellent conditioning drill. You need to be able to skin the cat before you can front lever, before you can back lever, before you can do all the advanced moves. This is like probably one of the best progressions you can do. Super good for your shoulder joint. Great warm up for training calisthenics. Last but not least, we have one arm scapula rows, okay? Scapula push-ups, actually. So you can do this on an inclined surface to start out. You're going to let your shoulder retract. You don't have to retract all the way, especially if you're hypermobile. You don't need to come fully up. Okay, you can just retract to what's comfortable and then focus on the pushing, okay? We're training the pushing of the scapula. So you can start on an inclined surface to start out. The reason I'm doing single arm scapula push-ups is because people often have muscular imbalances, and by training one side at a time, you can address the imbalances. If you do them together, one side might be dominating the other side, so you really want to give attention to one side of your body at a time. with this exercise. That's the benefit. Once you can handle it on an inclined surface, you can do it on the floor or on parallettes. So you can take a wide stance, come down, push up. If you need to assist yourself with an arm, you can use some assistance. What I do both sides. You can do it on the floor. Once you get good enough, you can go down on the floor. We're not really trying to twist the torso. If you do, that's okay. That'll still help. But try and keep your chest flat with the ground. We're staying parallel. We're going to activate our core. You come down with control to what's comfortable. Press back up. So you don't really want your chest twisting too much. You can also do it with dumbbells. You can do it with a resistance band. You probably are going to guess what I'm going to do by now. You just wrap the resistance band around something. You fasten it to an object, and then you press your scapulas, okay? Like that. That's going to train your scapular activation so you can planche better, so you can handstand better, so you can do all your pushing sizes better and more safely. So that's the routine. I recommend you guys do this as a warm-up. Pick a few exercises that you really liked. Pick a few exercises that address areas that you need to address. Incorporate that into your warm-up. You're going to see results. You're not going to get hurt. You're going to be a safer, more resilient athlete. And it's overall going to improve your calisthenics journey. If you guys like this video, click like. Comment down below what video you want to see next. Subscribe to stay updated. I'll see you guys in the next episode.